Absent. Sullivan.
Here.
Workman.
Here.
Alright, can I get a motion to approve last meeting's minutes?
I'll make that motion.
You'll second.
Yes, I'll second. Alright, so I'm just gonna read through the new business here. The lowest quote received to finish the Samuel Street water main was from Illinois Meter for $7,700. The city will need to purchase approximately 3,000 in supplies for the project. The committee agreed to send it to council.
We did it. That's what we're gonna use the ARPA money for,
Okay.
and we're working on it today.
Yep, all the holes are dug today for the line stops. We've got a few more services to open up tomorrow, but then Thursday, Illinois Meter will come in, a big day, disconnecting that main, and then Friday we should all be done.
Alright, next on here is Engineer Rod suggested the city place a change order on the agenda for the sanitary sewer phase 2 contract extension to October 31st, 2024.
Yep.
Have you sent an extension?
Uh,
Another one?
yeah, no, so we passed that one.
Okay.
At the meeting, and that's been sent in and approved by the EPA, so, they issue a letter saying, well, your repayment period now starts, I don't know, 6 months after that or something, so. We got that, and, of course, the construction is, they've been working on the lift station, and all of the pieces are installed up to where the lid will fit on it, and most of it is backfilled. We have an invoice for that project from Petersburg for materials received and stored, and 20% of the Leafland pump station cost minus retainage. So the total invoice amount, net amount due will be $442,830.96. That's 442,830.96.
Well, we can afford the 96 cents.
Yeah, for sure.
Very exact. And what else did I have for that one? Wet well set in place. Most of the manholes have been staked. There's a meeting tomorrow, I believe, to review the manhole locations and see if anything needs to be adjusted. And pipe's been delivered, which we just talked about. What else? So the water loan, if you want to talk about that, the loan offer paperwork came this week. It shows 50% forgiveness for the, so it shows 100% forgiveness for the lead service line project, which is $1,093,967.58 is the total estimated loan amount with contingency. So that's, and all of that would be forgiven as part of the lead service line financing they have. And then the other portion is the water main replacement portion that's not eligible for lead line, and that total loan is $1,596,817.80 is the estimated amount with contingency, and show 50% of that being forgiven. Which is what we anticipate.
Just, yeah, right.
So, I think, I haven't completely parsed through the engineering amounts they gave us, but it all looks about right, you know.
But we
So-
projected everything to be for the
Right.
cost, yeah.
Yeah. So, I think most communities like to, review it at a official board meeting before signing it. I don't know what, I mean, you guys have already passed, a borrowing ordinance
Mhm.
authorizing the borrowing, but,
Yeah.
and so, it has a deadline for signing of July 20.
Is that signing of for what though?
It's-
Or accepting?
That's accepting the
Accepting
loan
it.
offer.
I gotcha,
Yeah.
okay.
What's in your box?
It's my, okay. Janet told me I got something, so I haven't read it
Right.
yet, so, okay.
So that'd be accepting the loan offer, and at the same time, we would process so we've already processed a notice of intent to award, and then we send in all the paperwork, and then, the next step would be notice of award, which you could also, discuss and pass at the board meeting,
Yeah, we can do
coming
that.
board meeting, and
Yeah.
then, we'd send that to the contractor, the signed copy of that, and then that'll prompt them to complete the loan contract, or the construction contract documents, and execute those, so.
We'll put that on the agenda, approval. Well, I'll make copies, they put it in their packets. Read it some Saturday night when you're bored.
So, I guess, one thing I did highlight here, under the special conditions, I don't know if they've written this into your other, loans, but I've seen them do it on a number of other communities in recent, few years. Says, the audited financial statements are prepared on the modified cash basis of accounting, which is a basis of accounting that is not generally accepted in the United States of America. Your auditors may disagree with that.
Yeah, we've had this conversation, because we'll go through the audit at the council meeting, and are we one of those that does look at a cash base? I can't remember. Adam has brought it up to us before. It seems like we are one of those weird.
So
I can't remember, but he always tells us.
they're saying the applicant shall adopt the accrual basis of accounting with the next full financial reporting cycle.
Yeah, but it also seems like there was a state law that changed something like that. Yeah, I don't remember, but
Yeah.
Adam will.
You guys
be there
can
to talk about
discuss that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and try
It's
to
written
remember.
in there.
Yeah.
And of course, you can write them a letter and try to make an argument that, you know, we shouldn't have to do that or whatever.
I can't.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to really try to go back in my head and see. But I know it's been brought up, and that, like I said, we can bring it up
Sure.
on Monday, Wednesday.
I think that covers everything new that's happened. Unless you can think of something.
Not as far as pay requests or anything,
Next up is, Jack reviewed the violation notice from the IEPA, and we'll be working with the IPDH asking the attorney to resolve the issue. Did we do that?
Yeah, so we actually have a meeting tomorrow
Okay.
at 1 o'clock with the EPA, just a preliminary on the phone discussion. I was gonna see if you were gonna be available or not. Our attorney
I'll
just,
try to make myself available.
our attorney just did it today. He got it all scheduled, so.
Tomorrow at 1 o'clock?
Well, the EPA said between 1 and 4. So, but they said expected around 1.
Okay, alright. Well, my calendar is open at that time.
And it's just a phone conversation, so.
So will they give you a call-in number or what is?
Yes,
what
I
are you
assume so,
expecting?
I
Okay.
assume so.
Alright.
Now, is that just like go through the motions? That's kind of how I thought it was when the attorney was
Well,
talking about it
like,
last time.
again, everything that they've sent in as a violation to our special conditions, we have copies of. So I don't know if they're asking for updated versions of these things. They are. I mean, some of them. One of them was from what, like 2004 or something. One of them was
Yes.
nearly 20 years old.
Right.
And it was a special condition of our NPDES permit, but that has been accepted over multiple NPDES permits. So I'm not. That's what we're going to talk to them about tomorrow. Is what exactly they're looking for.
Yeah, there's a couple documents of 2014 and one that's 2011 and then this one, I don't know how far back it goes. Looks like your ordinance.
So I don't know if these are things that they're going to ask to be reviewed and brought up to date, or if we're going to have a special meeting, or I'm not sure.
Yeah, we'll find out tomorrow.
Alright, next up on the list is the city's looking for a new truck, 1 ton. I think we got it pretty much squared away, right?
Yep. I'm just waiting on it to be outfitted,
Outfitted,
with a bed,
yeah.
and I don't even think he actually has it on his lot yet.
It will look like Caleb Curzines. If you see Caleb's, I actually saw it. I was up at
It
Wigwam.
will be so Caleb's is a full 1 ton. Ours
Oh,
is just a
okay.
3/4 ton. It doesn't have the dually wheels on the back,
Oh, okay.
but it's got a heavy front axle for pushing snow.
Yeah.
So, but it's the same. Like the truck I have now is also a 3/4 ton.
Mhm.
So
We will need to look at buying a plow and some other things to be attached. Probably about $3,000 worth of equipment. I did tell Donnie when I was talking to him on the phone, just to give him a heads up on it. Eventually, when that stuff comes in, because we'll be using that to push the snow in lieu of the dump truck.
yeah, we'll need to get a new generator on it. We'll get snow plow package, IDOT lights, stuff like that.
Do you want the agenda for July or hold off?
Probably not. Maybe like the water meeting in July.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just brought it up to him.
So I just didn't know.
No. There's nothing we'll forgive. You do it too far in advance, we'll forget.
Alright, next up, Ron from committee that the grant application is getting closer to the approval of the water plant.
Yeah, so we did get a notice that indicated the grant application had been approved, and we're trying to finish up a number of things on the plans. Electrical and controls are the 2 biggies. So I would expect we would be advertising it for bid here, and sometime towards the end of the summer or early fall we could advertise it for bid. That's the water treatment plant project, and they did. It's also shown on the EPA's intended funding list. I made a copy of that. It is absolutely the top of the list.
Yep.
It's shown, and it's shown with the maximum allowable principal forgiveness. So I think all the funding is in pretty good shape.
Crazy, that was supposed to be a shovel-ready project.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Nearly 3 years.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Alright, next up, the sanitary sewer phase 2 lift station will take approximately 6 weeks to complete with the road closings, and a change order may need to be extended the project.
They did a pretty good job as far as keeping traffic flowing. They've shut everything down to 1 lane, but they originally anticipated having that whole whole blacktop shutdown. There will still be a shutdown, but we've eliminated a week-long shutdown. The big one's coming here in the next probably 3 weeks, and it'll be closed for probably a week or two.
Just let Janet know, we'll get her
Yeah, we'll
out there.
definitely get you. I told
Yeah.
them we'd like at least a week's notice. And things are, kind of fluid,
Yeah.
rain, whatever happens. Manholes not showing up, stuff like that, but the way they're going, I'd say here in a few weeks.
Alright, and next on the list, Mark was hired by John and Julie to develop a drainage system for the subdivision. Mark presented a map at the last meeting. It's basically it's like 3 drainage tiles, right? And they all kind of work
Yeah.
together to a forced lift station. Now is that something we're doing work with, or?
They
is
want
it-
us to pay for it.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll be working on it at some point. That'd be off through that loan that we'll do through the TIF.
Okay.
So, like, one of the things that we're gonna be voting on at council is putting that tract of land into the city limits.
Okay.
So just going down the list.
I can't remember from last meeting. Do you have like kind of an estimate drawn up for like how much extra?
He did have a plan drawn up.
That's
No, I don't
They-
think there was a
yeah, I don't
monetary
think there
estimate.
was.
Yeah, monetary, yeah,
Okay.
just.
Anybody else have the topics tonight?
We did have a pretty massive water main break on a certain amount of days ago.
Wednesday.
Yeah, it was,
Uh-huh.
or it started Wednesday, finished it Thursday. We had Burdick come in, they helped us with it. It was, we figured in about 6 hours we lost something like 150,000 gallons, and our typical daily pumpage is around 120,000 gallons, so we really burned through some water. We got low in the Clearwell, low in the tower. I'm not sure why that side of town has so much pressure, but it seems to. But it all worked out. The bill hasn't come in yet, so.
Yeah.
Um,
It was the one that's over here,
yeah, I'm
Poplar
sorry,
Leaflet.
it was on the corner of Poplar and Leafland, yep.
Yeah.
So there was so CTI actually bored through it. It was an abandoned water main that had been replaced. They did a Poplar Street water main project years ago. They did it in-house. It was Bob Altoff and John Midstoffer did it. There was just a small section of main where there was an existing valve, and then where it tees into the active main, pretty much they just shut that valve off, so there's still an active 30 feet of main. Nobody knew it was there, so it was unmarked. There's no services or anything on it, no boil orders, nothing like that, but it is something CTI was like, they definitely hit it, but nobody knew it was there. So before any of that gets brought up, if it's their fault or our fault or whatever, by Julie law, it is definitely our fault because we didn't mark it. But
Yeah.
again, it was supposed to have been abandoned. So what we did, we typically abandon a main, is we disconnected it at the main, shut the water off with the sleeve. So
Yeah, it is what it is on it.
and then this is just, I don't really know if there's nothing to vote on or talk about yet. It might be in the next minutes, but I'm gonna have Atchison Electric come in and put together a generator maintenance program. Now that we've got we've got 6 generators now. They need service yearly. So I think we should get on a program for it. There's, the one out at the wells hasn't been serviced in like 4 years, so I'll get some pricing from them, see what they're thinking.
Perfect. I have nothing else.
No?
I just have a quote here. My computer's been freezing up and acting up, and then we've had some issues with Beacon, which has nothing to do with the computer itself. But I had Janet get me a quote for a new computer, so I didn't know if you guys wanted to take a look at that, because I'm in need of one.
Go ahead and throw that through finance and.
I just, I
agenda.
like when CTI does it all, just because of the
Yeah.
system and they transfer everything over and it's just,
They do everything for us.
Yeah.
I mean, that's who we have, so. Compared to if we went to Staples, we have to set
Right.
it all up ourselves.
yeah, I'd just rather CTI do it.
Yeah.
Ross?
I got nothing.
Alright.
Sorry, real quick.
Oh no.
Sand pile on College and First Street.
Mhm.
You know, if you I think that's your ward, right?
Yeah.
If you got any more complaints about it, you know, feel free to send them my way. You know, I'm happy to explain it to them, meet them over there, whatever. I found out about it, you know, third hand basically on Facebook. Janet was like, "Hey, this is what's going on." I know you're on
Yeah.
Facebook. So.
I did talk to the girl, to the
Yeah,
lady.
I
I
know
mean,
Jack
and
talked to
part of it, I mean, it was my fault. I misinterpreted what Jack had told me, and as I called you and told you about it, it was on my fault. But I think that it has calmed down. She's been, I mean, she was fine last time I talked to her. But
And originally,
mhm.
we had it kind of shut down to one lane, and we're stretching the sand and rock
Yes.
down the south side of the road, but they weren't those few houses there. They weren't very happy that they were shut down to one road. They like to park a car, you know, in front of their house
Mhm.
and across the street on by Bond. So that was our solution. Because now, I don't know if anybody's looked at it, but their driveways are clear, across the street is clear. I think the only inconvenience is the noise. There was some
Yeah, it's a noise of the
questions that
trucks.
there was, you know, she works third shift, but we can't, you know, that's just how it is. I mean, we can't shut down operations because someone else is working a different shift. But I think it was a good option. I really do. You know, if you look at it now, the only inconvenience is that they have to drive down to La Rochelle. So. I just wanted to say something. I wanted to bring it up
No,
here.
no, I'm glad you
make
did.
sure it has been addressed, and you know we're
Yeah.
listening to what people say. But I think it still is the best option.
Mhm. You're still cool with that, Travis? Now get your shovel out there. You beat someplace.
Seriously.